Hello, my name is Sudha Chaudhary and my presentation is about PWM based speed controller architecture and operation. Pulse width modulation. Pulse width modulation PWM or pulse duration modulation PDM or pulse time modulation PTM is an analog modulating scheme in which the duration of width or time of the pulse carrier varies proportional to the instantaneous amplitude of the message signal. The width of the pulse varies in this method, but the amplitude of the signal remains constant. PWM generator. The given block diagram can be used for the generation of PWM. A sawtooth generator is used to generate a sawtooth signal of frequency fs. Therefore, the sawtooth signal in this case is a sampling signal. It is applied to the inverting terminal of a comparator. The modulating signal xt is applied to the non-inverting terminal of the comparator. The comparator output will remain high as long as the instantaneous amplitude of xt is higher than that of the ramped signal. This gives rise to a PWM signal at the comparator output. PWM waveform. The first signal is the carrier pulse. The second signal is the modulating signal. A, B, and C are the variations of PWM. In part A, the leading edge of the pulse being constant and the trailing edge varies according to the message signal. In part B, the trailing edge of the pulse being constant and the leading edge varies according to the message signal. In part C, the center of the pulse being constant and the leading and trailing edge varies according to the message signal. Introduction. DC motor is used in many systems in our day-to-day life. For example, CPU fans, fume extinguishers, toy cars, etc. are all DC motors which are operated by DC power supply. Most of the time, we will have to adjust the speed of the motors as per our requirement. For example, CPU fan. It must be operated at high speed when the CPU is performing heavy tasks like games or video editing. But for normal usage, like editing documents, the speed of the fan can be reduced. Although some systems have an automatic adjustment system for fan speed, not all the system possesses the same functionality. So we will have to adjust the speed of the DC motor ourselves. There are multiple ways to adjust the speed of DC motor manually. The simplest way to achieve this is with the help of variable resistor. That is, we can adjust the speed of DC motor by using a variable resistance in series with the motor. But we don't use this method. There are two reasons. The first reason is wastage of energy. That is, the resistor dissipates the excess energy as heat. And the second reason is that if we want to use any devices like microcontroller or any other digital equipment for automating our DC motor speed control, then this method cannot be used. A more efficient way to proceed is by using pulse width modulation technique to control the speed of our DC motor. The major reason for using pulse width modulation in DC motor control is to avoid the excessive heat dissipation in linear power amplifiers. The heat dissipation problem often results in large heat sinks and sometimes forced cooling. PWM amplifier greatly reduces this problem because of their much higher power conservation efficiency. Moreover, the input signal to the PWM driver may be directly derived from any digital system without the need of DA converter. Principle. Pulse width modulation. Control works by switching the power supplied to the motor on and off very rapidly. The DC voltage is converted to a square wave signal alternating between fully on nearly 12 volt and 0, giving the motor a series of power kicks. Pulse width modulation technique (PWM) is a technique for speed control which can overcome the problem of poor starting performance of a motor. Pulse width modulation for motor speed control works in a very similar way. Instead of supplying a varying voltage to a motor, it is supplied with a fixed voltage value, such as 12 volt, which starts its spinning immediately. The voltage is then removed and the motor costs. By continuing this voltage on/off cycle with a varying duty cycle, the motor speed can be controlled. The given waveform explains the way in which the method of control operates. In this waveform, the signal has a mark space ratio of 1:1, with the signal at 12 volt for 50% of the time. The average voltage is 6 volts, so the motor runs at half of its maximum speed. In this waveform, the signal has mark space ratio of 3:1, which means that the output is at 12 volt for 75% of the time. This clearly gives an average output voltage of 9 volt. So the motor runs at 3 by 4 of its maximum speed. In this waveform, the signal has mark space ratio of 1:3, giving an output signal that is 12 volt for just 25% of the time. The average output voltage of this signal is 3 volt, so the motor runs at 1 by 4th of its maximum speed. By varying the mark space ratio of the signal over the full range, it is possible to obtain any desired average output voltage from 0 volt to 12 volt. The motor will work perfectly well, provided that the frequency of the pulse signal is set correctly, a suitable frequency being 30 Hz. Setting the frequency too low gives jerk operation, and setting it too high might increase the motor's impedance. 555 IC. Pin number 1. Ground. It is simply a reference voltage set to 0 volts. Pin number 2. Trigger. When voltage at this pin goes below 1 by 3 VCC, the output, pin number 3, goes high as long as voltage remains below 1 by 3 VCC. The output voltage at pin number 3 remains high. Pin number 3. Output. This is essentially a push-pull and driven either to a low or high state for avoiding unwanted triggering. It is recommended to connect a capacitor between pin number 7 and ground. Pin number 4. Reset. Reset signal overrides the trigger, which in turn overrides the threshold. When reset pin is not in use, then it must be connected to VCC to prevent noise which may excite reset pin. Pin number 5. Control. The purpose of this control voltage is to change the timing characteristics. When this pin is not in use, it is connected to ground through a capacitor of approximately 10 nanofarad to prevent noise which might affect the internal voltage divider. Pin number 6. Threshold. When the voltage at this pin is greater than voltage at control pin 2 by 3 VCC, then the high timing interval of output ends makes output go to low state. However, this operation may be altered when control pin is driven by external voltage signal. Pin number 7. Discharge. It is an open collector output for BJT based timer or open drain output for CMOS based timer. It is used to discharge a capacitor. However, if we are operating this pin in bistable mode or schematic trigger mode, then this pin remains unused. Pin number 8. Power VCC. It, if in case of BJT based timer, voltage may range between 4.5 volt to 16 volt, whereas for CMOS based timer it may range between 2 volt to 15 volt. Circuit diagram of PWM based DC motor speed control. In the previous slide, we discussed about 555 IC because we are going to use 555 IC in the circuit diagram. So, pin number 1 of 555 IC is connected to ground. Pin number 8 and pin number 4 are connected to plus 12 volt supply. Pin number 6 and pin number 2 are short and a 100 nanofarad capacitor is connected between pin 2 and ground. The wiper pin of the pot is connected to pin 3 of 555 IC. Two Schottky diodes 1N5819 are connected to the other two pins of the pot. The common point of the diodes is connected to pin number 2. Pin number 7 is pulled high with the help of a 100 kilo ohm resistor. The gate terminal of the MOSFET is connected to pin number 7 of 555 IC. The motor is connected between plus 12 volt supply and drain of MOSFET, while the source of MOSFET is connected to ground. A PN junction diode is connected across the motor terminals to prevent the back EMF. The components required are 555 timer IC 12 volt DC motor, two Schottky diodes 1N5819, 1N4007, 100 nanofarad capacitor, 100 picofarad capacitor, 10 kilo ohm resistor, 100 kilo ohm potentiometer, IRF 540 MOSFET, mini breadboard, 12 volt power supply, connecting wires. How speed control of DC motor circuit works. In this circuit, the DC motor is operated by a 555 integrated circuit. In the IC 555, in the circuit is being operated in a stable mode, which produces a continuous high and low pulses. In this mode, the IC 555 can be used as a pulse width modulator with a few small adjustments to the circuit. The frequency of operation of the circuit is provided by the passive parameters of resistances and capacitors attached to it. Some of the important facts are that one of the best thing about this circuit is that we can use it as an stable multivibrator with little hardware and little cost, which can save both the cost involved in making it as well as the space on the PCB. The circuit or the application for which we are using a pulse width modulator is not so sensitive and hence does not demand so much accuracy. In such a case, the circuit which we are using with bare IC 555 is better as it saves our money as well as spaces resources in building circuit. The duty cycle of the circuit can be changed by changing the value of potentiometer. If we increase the duty cycle, the speed of the motor increases, and if we decreases the duty cycle, the speed of the motor decreases. Conclusion. The DC motor speed is controlled by 555 IC and the PWM technique to control the speed of DC motor. The speed pulse train will be based on the required input speed. The circuit is useful to operate the DC motor at the required speed with very low losses and low cost. The circuit response time is fast, hence reliability can be achieved. Future scope. DC motor plays a sufficient role in modern industries. They are widely used in industry because of its low cost, less complex control structure, and wide range of speed and torque. Nowadays, PWM technique is using in a fuzzy logical control system So the PWM method is a very efficient and reliable method to control the speed of the motor, so its future is also bright in the modern era with fuzzy logic. These are some reference links which I use to prepare my presentation. Thank you.